Hi guys, it's me, just Ernest again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to the month of Halloween, October in 2025, I should be talking about the very first movie from the Ernest franchise that I will be speaking about on this channel today. It's my honor to bring you my review of Ernest Scared Stupid. And let me tell you something, this movie is legendary. Great. So the character of Ernest World, played by Jim Barney, God rest his soul. He's an awesome character and an awesome actor too. Plus he voiced the Slinky Dog in the Toy Story movie up until number 3 when he passed away. But I enjoy his work. I enjoy his work on some of the other films. But this one was special because I've always heard of it and I've always seen clips of it. But I never actually saw the whole thing. So thank God whoever made movies free on YouTube selected this on the cover because it's a masterpiece of cult classic fun. He thought he is the greatest ever. Earth Kid is in this movie, and I think that she's not so much Catwoman in this movie, but more of I think she was practicing for Yzma in The Emperor's New Groove because she's hilarious. She can really do that screaming voice very nicely, and she has good coming, especially when she calls Ernest the great redneck hope. And let me just say that that's hilarious because I never actually really considered Ernest to be a redneck character. You know, he sounds like he's a poor guy, but never actually considered him to be a redneck character. So that was a good joke to put in there. I don't know if it was ad-libbed or if it was improvised or whatever, but it was really good. Plus, to say that, I like the fact that Ernest is a gamer, as commented on by his famous talking about hardness and struggles, and he mentioned Mario World 88. So, bravo to that. So those of you who didn't pick up on it. Now, there was a rumor that said that some of the character designs for some of the trolls later on in the movie, which were based more on trolls than the actual Troll 2 movie, were actually based on some of the creature designs from the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which I love, by the way. And you know, I could see it. If you take off some of the clown makeup off the dolls and off the life screens of them, you can actually see that. But the real nail in the coffin comes from when they die in the movie and see kind of a vortex very similar to the Tasmanian Devil. And I know I've seen like cartoon animations one before, not in the Warner Brothers cartoon, mind you, but let me think here. Oh yeah, it was the same animation from when Killer Clowns die in their own movie. So I think that this movie kind of borrowed that idea from that movie. It only came out 3 years prior, so it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Even if it didn't come from there, it could have been from that movie. I don't know if they work as a company or whatever, but it's the same kind of goofy horror comedy type of thing. So there. Although this movie is a lot more family than Killer Clowns. Thank goodness. Anyway, there's also another problem with this movie that I find with this, and that is Wikipedia. On Wikipedia/Google chat, if you look up the movie, it says family and horror combined. I don't know what the exact definition of a family movie is, but you got your westerns, you got your sci-fi, you got your comedy, all that stuff. But then you got family, which combined a bunch of other genres into it. So I'm kind of wondering if they meant the word comedy in it, because that's it. This is a horror movie, but it's a comedy as well. I don't think that it's really a family movie. Something like Hocus Pocus, for example, that would be a good example of a horror family movie. Not this. This is too silly and weird to be a family movie. And it's too, there's some parts where it's just plain old disgusting. Not so much creepy, but disgusting. And wet and gooey and all that stuff. So, family, no. Comedy, yes. It's a very good comedy movie. Especially when you get the maniac portion. Which, yeah, I did take the time to look up with what maniac is. And just like in the movie, I looked it up. And it turns out that maniac is actually a fictional thing that they just made up for the movie. It's not any misspelling of anything. It's milk, but because Ernest is portrayed as an idiot, that's what we got. That's what we got. A Bulgarian liquid product that he found online or something. So yeah, that's that. I don't even know if it would work on the troll itself, but it would have been really hilarious if it was the wrong thing, but it still worked anyway. It still would like a hand grenade to them or something. So anyway, let's begin with the movie proper, right? Now, in like the 1800s, in like Bradford, Missouri, which I had no idea that the Ernest film took place in like Midwest. That's what you would call it, Missouri, the Midwest. I could have sworn it was somewhere like in the Northeast, but whatever. It's a good location, new place, and all that. So we get like a little I thought that they were just like colonial people. I mean, possibly around the mid 1800s, around the time of slavery and such like that, abolition and all that, because the African Americans were dressed quite poorly, if you will. So I kind of assumed that it was that time period, but I guess it was like a decade or two later on, but it really doesn't matter, it's later on. So anyway, they're over there getting by and stuff, and they get in trouble with this troll, a little troll, based on Damien from My Gym. So anyway, they have this troll there, and he's capturing kids left, right, and sideways. And the kid's character is over there, when trying to rescue her sister, which was her sister and her brother, and a few of her friends that are taken over by Trantor, the troll. I'll get to him in a minute. But he's captured and put under a tree. This whole thing about the trees and souls, kind first of all, it's nice to see that soul is treated like a earth elemental, or maybe a plant elemental, or some kind of nature elemental monster. Where I don't remember it actually being anything tied to any element in nature and stuff. It's nice to see that. And second of all, well, the moon button. Oh yeah. I need to know that nobody is safe. No adults, no children are safe. And later on we find out that the dogs are not safe from the evil powers. But I like this troll design because it looks like a little demonic bastard from hell. And yet he does pray to the great evil one for powers and more strength, even though he's plenty strong as it is. Now, gotta say that, with Trantor, he goes down pretty easily. He just put in a bag and buried it under the tree. Now, with this whole tree thing, and the fact that if the guy that imprisoned him is the guy that's supposed to be Ernest's ancestor. I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but whatever. So anyway, it said that a world is supposed to be able to free him by accident or whatever. So in that case, Ernest does it by accident. So this whole imprisonment in a tree and a bunch of stupid humans set this monster free sounds an awful lot like Fingley Lost Rainforest with Texas and that weird big ass tree there. But the funny is that even though this movie came out around the same time, this movie actually beat out Fingley by a good year, and possibly more with development cycles and stuff. So that's something that's kind of funny. Also, what's funny is that this character, Trantor, was beaten by a bag, even though he's super strong and on top of like a moving pickup truck with like 200 horsepower, was able to be treated by a damn little bag. And his name is Trantor. So people who know Disney movies know that that's also the name of the elephant from Tarzan. which I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a coincidence. I don't know if it's like a connection between this movie and the Disney universe, but I got it. Maybe if there's any type of if there's any connection there, because it's such a random name, renamed Trantor. And to my knowledge, that's the only one of these things that are named. There's no Trantor Jr. or no Iggy, no Spike, no whatever else they go for names of the little monsters ones. Which I can remember a little bit of Gremlins, but I'll get into it later on. So anyway, this thing has power to turn children into wood blocks, and then the wood blocks are stored in the same tree that it's used to imprison itself. That the priest imprisoned it under, which is kind of weird. Why you have your own powers first? Will you get imprisoned? That's like grounding me, like my parents grounded me right where my video games are, or right where my TV is. I'm plugged in and stuff. It doesn't make much sense to do it like that. So anyway, he sits there for about 100 years. Well, everything passes beforehand. It passes without his knowledge and stuff. Now, it's quite interesting though. That before I forget about it, but the kid's character ages just fine. But later on, when everyone is revived, then that's when all the kids from way back when, from the 1800s, from the 1870s, come back, and at the same age when they were frozen, when they were turned into wood. So it's kind of weird that you got a sister that's much older than the other kids, and they're like, "That's so old," and she's like, "You got a lot to explain." So is it like some kind of cryogenic fusion thing or something? And the age different, it's a little bit annoying. If anything, I would have recommended them to either age kids up or make her the kid younger by far. Maybe Catwoman like character. Not only that, but if you take this movie at like 1980s or 1990s time period, that will make Earth Kid, the character, well over 100 years old, possibly over 110 years old. So that really doesn't make much sense. Because I think that in the 90s, for a woman to be, the maximum age for a woman like that would be somewhere around 100 years old. At least something around there. So that really don't make sense. Although, this is a movie that most of the characters in there are basically human cartoons anyway. Much like Ernest himself. To the point that he does like multiple personality disorder type, where he talks to characters to the camera and mugs the camera, which can be annoying, but it's mostly funny. Except for when it's really urgent to like attack or do something else useful. Like, for example, whenever he's talking about bullying, for example, he will talk about bullying rather than attacking the trolls and the enemies with the bow. It's been like 4 minutes talking about how he's gonna lead up to the strike and all that, rather than actually doing it, which can be a little annoying. And let's see here, there's also there's also the part about the cutaway gags. Now I was expecting more cutaway gags, but like when he says just like my third grade teacher told me that, and I never learned how to quit. My teacher said, and they showed me the blackboard, scratching at the blackboard, and then the teacher slapped him in the back of the head, and he repeated that twice for some reason. That's funny. It reminded me of something that the Simpsons would do. Also, I should note that this whole thing about talking to nobody, to the camera or somebody, and the cutaway gags remind me of a precursor to Family Guy. So that's real awesome. Plus the fact that the main character is mental. Remind me of Peter Griffin among a few of the other characters in Family Guy. So anyway, even the kids are a little annoyed by this. He talks to Kenny, which actually remind me of my friend from high school named Bud. Believe it or not, I don't know what he called Bud, but he just was a computer, I guess. So anyway, and we're transformed with cocaine eventually, and the dog too, which remind me of something else too. The dog named it Rimshot. Anyway, Rimshot and some of the other characters in these films only appear in one or two films in the whole catalog of Ernest movies. I don't know what it is. You would think that if Ernest was so lovable and so much in love with his dog, that the dog would feature in several movies where they would get another dog to replace the old Rimshot. Where the only two that I can think of that retain their status in the Ernest universe is the two guys, the young man and the kind of fat guy, do like comedy bits and the drum set. And that's about it. Everyone else, only one or two movies, and then they go away. They disappear. So I don't know what it is. Maybe because they can't seem to be around Ernest or whatever. I hear that Jim Varney was the nice, sweetest guy imaginable. Oh, so there's that. And I heard that he passed away because of some, I think it was throat cancer or something. So R.I.P. to him. Unfortunately, we can't have nice things for long. So anyway, I enjoyed the whole thing about him accidentally reviving the troll, and then troll going into a town and wreaking havoc, and the kids trying to tell the adults about the troll and the demons that he's gonna spawn and stuff. And I enjoyed the fact that nobody listened to them. Ernest even said that he tried to get like proof of the troll's existence, but nobody wants to listen to him as per usual, because they view him as like a babbling idiot, like a village fool, and all of that. So you can see where this is going. So anyway, but the kid's character tries to get a book that said that you never open ever again. I don't know why, because I think that defense of humanity is an important enough cause for it. And by the way, she played like a voodoo witch, which is very cool and real funny, kind of like a live action version of Yzma from the cartoon. But anyway, she recruits kids to help her out. She and the other kids try to get recruits to help out Ernest and defeat this monster. And the monster's pretty cool. And as they catch the kids and transform them into wooden dolls, their souls get put into the tree to make the troll babies or the seeds go into fruition. And then when they fall into the ground, they become they mature and they grow into full-grown adult forms like him, even with the clothes. And I love the way each one is a unique shape and personality, I'm assuming. And they do remind me of what happened with Gremlins. But in Gremlins, the only thing is that they were more of a water elemental. Because the thing that made them transform was water. And in this one, the earth itself is actually what transformed them into the mature creatures that they are. Low masses. So, that's pretty funny. They tried to emulate what they did with Gremlins or with Critters, for example. Although I don't remember how Critters went exactly. I'll have to watch it again. But anyway, when they read up about how they have to defeat these little monsters, yeah, it's quite simple. It's quite simple. And Ernest takes it as Miak, a Bulgarian beverage, but it just turns out to be milk, mother's love, mother's care. And it's funny because all the kids try to go to the supermarket and get all kinds of milk products, like milk, quarts of milk, gallons of milk, all that other stuff. And they can get yogurt, and I'm assuming cheese as well. And they start filling water pistols with it, and slingshots and so on and so forth for milk. Now also, I have here a water gun that I picked up at Ollie this year. And it was like the gun they had in the movie. That's the gun they fill with milk when we act. It was awful familiar. And I was like, oh yeah! Oh, holy shit. It's the gun that I bought this year at Ollie's. And here it is. See, it's pump action. I was like, holy crap. This isn't that weapon. It's very similar. And by the way, very important here, that whenever you have ways, super soakers or anything like that, it's very good to depressurize it before you store it away, when you're done playing with it. Because otherwise, something will get ruined in the chambers or something inside here that's been poisoned here. Where if it's pressurized and you leave it alone for hours on end, like at night, they'll get ruined. I found that the hallway when I did that with my Super Soaker 1200 CP, I believe it was. Now if I want to buy that, it would get quite a little pocket change to buy that. Whereas this is only like less than $10, something like that, $9.99 or something like that, always. So anyway, that was a pretty cool thing that I found. And it was so good that you have the good eye for detail and stuff. So anyway, they shoot these creatures with the water pistol, with the silly water pistol. And the Mia kills them all and kills all the trolls in that vortex animation. It's real cool. Then all that's happening, for the most part, Ernest is pretty much chicken for the whole fight until Rimshot gets captured and turned into a wooden doll. Now, it's funny because Ernest wants to help out the people, but apparently he's too much for him to, fight back and stuff up until his dog gets captured. So you put the value of your own dog over the value of little children, that your friends no less. So that's kind of fucked up if you ask me. It's like, oh my god, my dog did. Oh my god, all these kids are getting taken and transformed. Oh, I don't care about them. Oh my dog just got transformed too. Now it's personal. Now let's do it for rimshot. It's like, you got your priorities mixed up a little bit. And then Transport kills Kenny. Well, not really kills him, but you know what I'm saying. I just want to make the South Park reference. So anyway, he started to kick butt against all the other, those 4 demons. And yes, there are demons. And this is funny because Transport then praised the almighty devil for more power. You know, a family movie. He praised the devil's power. Even though he's plus one of this, he was able to pull back the moving truck that Ernest was on, which is 200 horsepower, even though the rope could handle it. But I don't think that pickup wall bed could handle it, you know. That would snap over the rope, but whatever. So another thing I want to know is, Ernest rammed the same truck into Transport, into the tree with Transport, in between like a big cold sandwich. But you would say if Transport was able to be physically strong enough to hold back the truck with a rope from moving forward and pulling backwards for him, he'd be strong enough to actually push the vehicle away from him when he's pinned up against a tree. So anyway, you have Transport praying to the almighty, the guy below for power, and it actually gives to him by using, goofy cartoons like in the Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's actually really funny the way that happens. So he grows even uglier and more powerful and stronger too. Ernest is holding a big a little quart of milk like a hand grenade. If I was to throw it at him and kill him until he's like, ha ha, I've grown too strong for that. So then he realizes that mother's care is actually the unconditional love. So he says, come here, give me a hug, come on around. I'm gonna cry in your eyes. And so he's like, what is this? Is it because everybody's always hate on trolls and stuff, and in real life people hate trolls. So like, come here, give me a hug. Give me a nice quick kissy. So that's very funny. And what's even more funny is that it works. But everyone in the crowd is chanting, kill the troll, we hate trolls and all that stuff. Are the kids like, maybe they'll figure out that since he's the chosen one, he can actually defeat using the power of love. So he hugs the thing, and I'm like, he's not the only one that can do that. The alien creature from the first Alien movie can do that easily. What's the hug, guys? Whenever it makes a kill in the ventilation chamber, it's just giving a big hug to whoever wants it. Like tickle me elmo. Come on guys, just give it a hug. So anyway, he gives it a hug and he also gives it a nice big kiss. Right below the nose. But wait, I gotta give compliment to this on the nose portion. It's like a double nostril. So it's two noses by itself for each nostril. So that's pretty creative. I mean, it blows up a nice little pop sound. Like Pop Goes the Weasel. And then all the kids come out from under the tree. Even the old people from more than a century ago. And then they comment on the sister Frances being older than dirt, and just we can't talk about it. Like for they always respect elders, always respect elders. I don't know how old she is compared to the others, but yeah. Anyway, they also said that Kenny survived again, and that they also have Ernest a little sad that the nut under the tree for me, which could actually be him being said that there are no Christmas gifts for him being under the tree and so forth. But it's really talking about dog moonshot. It's not being revived. Which I say, if the kids are being revived, that's an indication that everything that Transworld had done will be reversed. So we're made stupid. The dog will come to get soon enough, and sure enough, he does. So everyone's happy, and we're all happy, gay, and you hear that the cartoony sound effect for the song for theme song for Ernest is stupid. And guys, like I enjoyed the movie. Yeah, yes, it might be kind of stupid, but I like the effects of it, I like the presence of Trantor and the other demon trolls. I also like the fact that they go after children, because whenever you go after adults that's scary enough, like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Alien, Predator, etc. and so forth. When you go at the kids, that adds a new level of horribleness to your character. Not only that, but when it comes to dogs, that's where you draw a line. That's where you go into evil territory. As you've seen with Twist the Middle. Got people dying over the left, right, and side with. But the dogs are sacred. And so I add the animals. But I love the effect of this movie too. I like the physical nature of the trolls. I like the designs of the trolls. But I also love the fact that you put fire in this movie right next to hay. Which, if you know anything about hay, it's pretty flammable. I don't know how you did that, maybe with fake hay or some kind of other material that wasn't hay per se, but that was pretty cool. And they did that. What I like, was pretty cool. I like the music in there. Like, I love the Miak joke. I love her as a kid, because other than that, you can get Yzma. I don't know from Catwoman. And, the other characters are good too. the fact that the transport actually does most of the work to get the kids himself by going to anywhere Susie or Amanda's house to get her in bed himself. And the parents will believe her. But yeah, I like this movie because they're very not only are they scary looking, but they're also really wet and just realistic to what a real demonic force of evil would look like and act like, probably smell like too. Also, I adore Jim Varney's ability to make his face into rubber, because he does like all kind of faces, all kind of noises, and all kind of disgusted faces and stuff. Not disgusting, but disgusted faces. And it's just a real treasure that we sadly lost before his time. He brought joy to so many people. So I think he also did army appearances at one point too. So that would be good. Like, besides the fact that he did Ernest in the army. But I might do that some other time. But I thank you for watching my little review of Ernest Scared Stupid, the first of many Ernest movies that I will cover on this channel. And thank God YouTube finally made that free. I hope they do that for the other ones too. I know that they did it for the other ones, but I hope they do the Christmas one too. Anyway, it is from my Halloween, my month of Halloween in October in 2005. It gives all movies and all Ernest movies, as well as Toy Story 1 and 2. My Happy Face Kill is hilarious. I love the movie too. That's probably good for my inner child. Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. If you like what you see and you want some more of my stuff, feel like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also, contact me for any future information on future stuff by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. And if you want to always reach me, follow me on Twitter or X for call that at P Nelson Pro. Also, you can get my email address at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, as anyone that likes Halloween movies, comedy movies, or family movies, or Ernest movies in general, I want to salute all of his loyal fans. I'm one of them. Although I haven't really seen the commercials for him. Anyway, peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in internet land. That's all for now.